Good afternoon. I'm Mr. Gama, or Matthew Gama. Um, what I'm going to go through in this video is just kind of an introduction to my Algebra 2 class, some things about the syllabus, some expectations, grading, and some useful tools as well. Now, if all your questions aren't answered, you can also go to the Google Meet link during our meeting time, and you can drop in. I'll be available there for any extra questions. So, first of all, here is the syllabus for Algebra 2. It just kind of runs through some materials needed, basically. Here is my email. Some materials they just need is just really a Chromebook. Chromebook chargers are huge in my class. I'm not allowed to take in hard copy papers because of my health situation, so everything is done virtually, essentially, like handing in papers and assignments can be online assignments and things like that. So they need their Chromebook every day, pretty much. Another thing I mentioned to them was having a folder or binder. All of my notes, which I can show you kind of right now, are guided notes. So I post them on Classroom. I'll post a PDF of the blank notes, but they get them in class as well. And it's a guided notes where they don't have to write down any of the pictures and things like that, so they can kind of just follow along exactly with me rather than falling behind. So they get guided notes, so that's why they need a folder or binder to hold on to these things for studying for quizzes and tests and things like that. Also, I encourage them to bring a notebook in case we do extra problems or with the worksheets. Sometimes there's not enough room, so they have to do the worksheet on examples in their notebook and then upload that to Google Classroom. And obviously pens and pencils. It also states the rules. All of this syllabus is in our Google Classroom. And then our grading. Grading, I usually do 10% participation, so that's showing up to class and contributing in some way, whether it's asking questions, answering questions, and things like that. Homework and classwork. Most of the time, I give enough time to finish the work in class, but if they do not finish in class, then they'll have to do it for homework. That's why they're kind of grouped together. Then there's quizzes, 25%. Usually it's every 2 to 3 sections, something like that. And then the last one is the unit or topic assessments. Those are 40% of the grade that they'll take at the end of each topic. I'm in one room, so they all know this. I'm in room 121, which their class is in. We can either meet virtually, I've told them, after school, or we can kind of meet in person. I've let them know that. The revision policy, this is our math revision policy. They get to revise only one assessment. I test their quiz for a quarter, and they need to score a minimum of 45 to be eligible to revise. And then they can get a max grade of 70 once they've revised it. So I take the average, and the highest they could get is a 70 for the revision. Some other things, so they need to revise it within 5 days. Also, if a student is absent, I usually give a couple days for them to extra days for them to finish an assignment or something like that. Now, if they are absent during notes days, what happens is every day I do notes. Like the first day of notes for 1.1, I posted a PDF of all of the notes so they could actually fill in what they missed if they printed out the note sheet. And then the next day I'll delete the previous one and I'll post the PDF of day 1 and day 2 together. And then we ended up having 3 days of notes, so this was 3 days worth of notes, and they can always click on this PDF, open it up, and go through all the notes we did in class together. Then there are assignments, so they get assignments like a math Excel assignment, which is an online assignment through Pearson. Which they do online. All the questions are online, so they go to this website. I can kind of preview what it looks like, but they've done it before. They answer a series of questions, and once they're done, they submit it, and they will get credit, whether it's classwork or if they had to finish it for homework. So that's what the online one looks like. They also will get assignments on worksheets, where they can either open it through that Pearson website and they can edit it online, or they can take the hard copy and they can upload a picture of their work to Classroom and submit that for their assignment. And they will get credit for that for classwork and homework. Another cool feature that I gave them on Google Classroom is this weekly agenda website. So there's a link here, and if you click on the link, it will open it up. And usually I have like 1 to 2 weeks set up with essentially what I want or expect to do during that week and during each day. So this week we started the Math Excel, we did a worksheet, and then we spent today finishing that worksheet. And if a class drops, it'll tell you. And then next week, my plans for next week, those should say 1.2 notes, but oh, actually no, that was last week. I apologize. So next week, I'll put up pretty soon, and you can always check that. You can get that link as the parents or guardians, and the students have the availability to go to that link. Another thing that I use in my class is something called Remind, where I get there's an app on your phone. It's almost like an instant messenger or a Facebook Messenger, where the students can ask me questions through this if they're working on an assignment for homework, or they're studying and they don't understand a question. I can answer them instantly with a message. And that's really about it for my class. If you guys have any extra questions, you're more than welcome to join in on our the Google Meet link that I posted in that Google Doc, if you have any additional questions. So if not, have a great night.